Hey there, in this video you will learn about Shopify app structure in React Router, and you will learn where all the configuration exists and how we run our app. Also, we will learn a new thing about Shopify CLI that will be very helpful when building a Shopify app. So, in the previous video we created our app and this is what we run. Let's open our code editor. I'm going to use WinSurf. You can use Cursor, VS Code, any code editor. They are both like almost the same, but I will use WinSurf because this is what I have been using for a long time. And also I'm using the free version of WinSurf. So you don't have to like pay for the paid version. It is kind of like giving me all the options. For the thing that I pay in the AI, it is mostly Cloud Code. So I'll show you also my dev like workflow on Cloud Code and how I configure my development workflow, how you can use agent, how you can use the skills and stuff like that during this video series. But if you find something which I don't do properly, you can always comment below this video so I can do it like that. So this is my editor. I am going to open my code which is in the shop in my desktop. So if I bring my app, this is my stable shipping app, and I have to trust this directory because this is the first time I open it in this directory. That's okay. Now here is the structure of the Shopify. By default, Shopify add all of this like code. Cursor, it is if you are using Cursor, which I am not using. Like it is all the MCP configuration. Gemini, I didn't know that they add Gemini, but they don't have the Cloud Code for some reason. That's okay. That's for Gemini. This is for React Router. This is for Shopify. This is where you spend most of your time. This is React Router, the app directory, which has all your code. You will bring all the configuration in this code. Extension is another topic which we will focus. This is mostly Shopify extension for checkout, for functions, for any other thing. We will focus on this also. The most important part of this is the app directory, which your app exists, and you will bring all the customization. The other thing you will notice in this file is the Docker file. Docker file is for deployment. You don't touch it at all. Once you deploy your app, you might change like node version in here or something like that. The package.json, which is important, there are some commands that you will have to find out in here. Again, you will not see this again, but you can also see that, okay, instead of running Shopify app dev, which we did in the previous video, you can run npm run dev, which works the same way. You can also like start a server, you can also deploy it, you can also generate extension by running npm run extension, npm run like generate, something like that. But yeah, if like Shopify put all this command in here so you can use them. You can also run the Prisma and stuff like that. Now this is not like something that you will change a lot, but you have to know that this command exists in here. The other thing is the app.toml and web. I still have no idea why they have two versions of this, but they keep changing this. So let me go through the app version. Okay, in here I have some sensitive information like client ID, but that's okay. This is for the app. Okay, my app name, application URL. For now it is example. Each time I run my app, this is going to be updated. So I haven't deployed my app, that's why it is an example. But you can always run your production application URL in here, and then it is going to reflect your application when you deploy it. This is also saying the webhook API, which is we are using the latest version. These are the subscription API that the webhooks that we subscribe to. For example, uninstall, when uninstall happen, what happened? It will go to the webhook and then it will run the like it will go to the route / like webhook uninstall, and this is going to be responsible for that. By the way, this course is beginner friendly, but if you don't know the basic of React, it will be like a bit difficult for you to follow. So you make sure you learn React, how the component work, how these routes works in here. Like this is the stuff that you have to know. But for now, I will try to explain a lot of things. Let's go back here. You can have multiple versions of this app.toml. One is for production, one is for development. I always have two apps. One is development, one is production. A lot of people have like the third one, which they call it staging, which is similar to the live app they have, but I mostly work on development and then live. There is no staging app. I don't test it on staging because my development and live is almost the same, because that is an extra step for me, which I normally don't do that. This is the scope. Scope is basically what type of data access do you want from a store. So you can check all the scopes in here. We have a dedicated video for this one, but for now you can, all you know is like scope is how much of access you want to have. For now I want to write some product, so this is a scope for write product. The auth URL, this is the auth URL, and it will update when you deploy your app each time. So since we have not deployed our app yet, this URL have not updated. Now this is all you need about the configuration. Again, you will spend most of your time in the Shopify app and also the extension. Nowhere else you will configure anything. Like Shopify is also not important. This is the bundle which Shopify use that. But for now, this is all you need about the structure of the app that you have. Let's run our app in the CLI and we will see. But like this is the one that I have done previously. Let's run it again. Okay, this time I will do another thing. You can run Shopify app dev, and you can also pass a flag of use localhost, something like that. I think it is use localhost, but I normally use npm. That's why I don't do it like that. See, if you use localhost, it is going to run a localhost URL. It is not going to use the Cloudflare. The good thing about this is most of the time when I work for 1 hour, I normally take a break to work on another project or something that happened. I just close my laptop, I come back. When I come back, if this is a Cloudflare tunnel, it is not going to work again. I have to run my app again. It will create a new tunnel, and that's okay. Just will take a little more time. But if I use localhost, it will always persist. Even if I come 24 hours later, it will still work. That's the good thing. But the only downside is when you use localhost, some of the features might not work, like webhooks. So that's something that you have to know. Yes, I want to create this is going to create a certificate for the SSL, but that's okay. Auto generated. For the first time it may not work, okay, because I don't have a lot of like this configuration that we have here, webhook, update URL, stuff like that. But let's run this again. If it give me an error, I'm going to fix that behind the scene and show you why this is happening. So for this one, not compatible with Shopify feature. Yeah, some of the features like proxy, webhook might not work. That's okay. For this one, you can see we don't have any valid URL for these scopes. I'll fix this one behind the scene and I will explain it in the next video. But if you run it under the localhost, that is the good part about Shopify CLI, that will run a local server, and you will learn it in the next video. I hope this video has been informative and you learn everything you need to know about the structure of your Shopify app and Remix. In the next video, we'll continue our development. Thank you.